Hello there, guys. Welcome back for more Pokemon Sun Ultimate Nuzlocke Versus
We
Edition.
decided not to finish this battle off-screen because I pointed out
that Herdier has a Fire Blast on his face.
Yeah, his face fur is literally
Fire Blast.
Fire Blast.
Look at it.
And so I pointed that out to him, and he was like, "You know what? Let's show that in the episode." So we showed him the episode. That's how we got to this point.
Yeah.
Now I'm eating a chocolate egg.
But back to Dragon Ball, because that's what we were talking about off screen. Okay, so because the only thing like Super as actually, yeah, I know this is really weird.
They're not gonna understand.
Okay, context of the conversation. We're talking about how the tournament, the multiverse tournament's probably going to be really, really bad, and how like they could have done a million different ways to make it not be bad, and that we don't like the Goku versus Bergamo fight because it was terrible.
Okay, here's a little bit more setup. They're doing a battle royale for the tournament, so it's not actually even a tournament.
It's just a battle royale.
It's just a battle royale. And I get why they're doing it. They want to make not as many episodes, because if you did a full tournament,
it'd take 1,000 episodes.
It would take 4 million episodes.
And Dragon Ball Super really only seems to want to do like 20 episode arcs, so...
And easy solution, do team battle tournaments.
Just have like Universe 8 versus Universe 7
and have
like,
all of them out at the same time. Boom. Then you can actually call it a tournament instead of a battle royale.
And it'd be so much cooler. So, but back to Super. Like I was thinking that it could be cool because Super could do something interesting with it, but whenever Super tries to do something cool, it always fails.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue. That's the only time Super's actually done something cool.
Bakugo fight was bad because when he turns giant, he's slow, and that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, especially with the rest of the context of all of Dragon Ball, because whenever something turns fast, it also gets faster. Because that's just how it would work, because the muscles should be built to make you move fast if you're big. Like a gorilla, that thing's huge, it still moves faster than a person.
Mm-hmm. Where'd my water go?
I don't know. But yeah. That was the Dragon Ball conversation we were having off screen.
Dragon Ball Super is bad.
You know, I've been thinking a lot about Dragon Ball for the past 2 days, and...
Dragon Ball in general is bad.
No, I would say the original Dragon Ball is amazing.
Up until a point.
No, I would say it only gets better.
It loses.
I'd say the only part I don't really like is probably the last arc.
It starts getting boring, but then Goku goes off to do his training thing, and then he comes back as a teenager, and then it kicks up again.
Are you talking about like at the end of the Demon King Piccolo stuff?
I don't know.
Because that's why he leaves to go become an adult.
And he doesn't actually become an adult. He's only a few years late. No,
he's 18 at that point.
It's only like a year later.
3. I think it's 3. No, it's 3 because the King Piccolo stuff starts right at the end of the tournament, and and it ends a few days later.
I don't know. I don't remember. Anyways.
Yeah, all of Goku's training stuff was super boring.
Anything after that, Dragon Ball knows how to do battles okay. I'm not going to say the Dragon Ball battles are amazing. They're not.
They're really not. I'd say in Dragon Ball, they are all really good. For the most part.
Dragon Ball battles are lazy.
And
that's what Dragon Ball battles are. Because seriously, I don't care to see flashes on the screen. I get it. They're fast. But if we're watching from their perspective, they would be able to see it happening. So that's just lazy and animation.
Super got even lazier with it. Because, like, you know, like, Goku would, like, say, like, charge Nappa, and, like, Nappa would start punching super fast, so there'd be, like, 1,000 fists on the screen, and there'd be, like, 80 Gokus jumping around the fist.
Yeah.
In Super, it's just 2 punches over and over and over. And that's just how they do their fights in Super now.
Yeah.
And I want to get a lot of, like, hate for this, but in my opinion, GT is better than Z and Super.
I agree, yeah.
Because the fights are better in GT, and the characters really aren't as bad as they say. Also, something I feel like is super hypocritical. Everyone says, "Oh man, I hate GT because of how silly it is," but then everyone's all like, "Oh man, look at all this silly stuff in Super. It's so good."
What do you mean?
Like,
hasn't Dragon Ball always been silly?
That's
Goku.
It's always been silly, and so that's the dumbest complaint. Like, people always, like, you know, like those people who had the power to, like, make you dance with them? Mm-hmm. That's an interesting power, but then, like, and people are always like, oh man, that's, like, the dumbest thing ever.
Turns people into chocolate.
Yeah, Boo turns people into chocolate. How is that?
That's silly.
Granted, it's Boo's choice because he can just manipulate matter, but that's just what he does with it.
He chooses to make candy out of people.
Yeah, that
These people choose to make you dance while they beat the crap out of you.
Which are both start off like seem silly, but then when you really think about it, it's more because you're like helpless, constantly making yourself tired while just getting pounded, and then Boo eats you.
Yeah.
It's really messed up, and like they're both interesting powers. So I feel
Boo himself is bubblegum. I mean,
but then like people also complain, oh man, GT obviously stands for Goku time because that's all it's been, even though all of Z is just Goku. The only person who wins other than Goku is the one fight with Gohan versus Cell, and even in that, Goku still helped. Also, all the fights in GT are better. I'm just...
Krillin is really only there for comedic relief.
Not even
and
really...
he's not even good at
I
it.
wouldn't really say he's even there for
Come
comedic
on.
relief, because he never says anything funny, because...
Yeah, but when he got blown up by Freeze, that was pretty funny.
That's terrible!
Did you see him blow up like a balloon?
Oh my gosh! That was terrible!
He was comedic released to the end. And then he came back, sadly.
I do... The only thing in, like, Super, I think that... Like...
You know how many times Krillin dies? He's
Twice.
freaking hilarious.
Twice.
You know how many times he loses? Hilarious.
Which
He's
actually...
never won.
But in Dragon Ball, Goku and him were very similar. Like, you remember their fight? Krillin almost won. That was a really good fight.
That was when his head was bigger, though. It was he used his own body as a club.
He also... Like, it was just a good fight. And he was at least similar to Goku in power.
Well, that's because they weren't so fast that the viewer can't see what's happening.
That's because they did, like... They did that one time in, like, the first tournament, and they made fun of that. Like, oh, let's, like, quickly, like, slowly show them everything that happened in that period of time.
Man, look how fast these characters are. Oh, wait, every character viewing them, except for the humans, can see what's happening.
So
Why
then-
can't we?
So then you perfectly see all their movements, and that it feels like a kung fu movie, like, with superhumans. But then, like, Z is just a bunch of blurs on a screen. Granted, some of the time they make it work,
Oh,
but...
man, when they do the Kamehamehas, I can clearly see what's happening then. Oh, wait, if I can clearly see what's happening when they use a Kamehameha, why can't the other person dodge it if they're so much faster that I can't see them when they move? Wait, that doesn't seem to make any sense.
But that could also just be, like, a shonen trope, because, you know, whenever a character pulls off, like, a big attack, they just, like, what? And then, boom, hit. You know, like, Ichigo goes, like, hollow masked against Grimmjow, and then, like, does the Getsuga Tensho, and Grimmjow's just like, ha ha ha, and then it's like, oh wait, that's actually really powerful. I should probably move. Man, this sucks, and then he gets hit.
Yeah, but it happens not as much. I wouldn't say it happens as much in
Where the frick am I supposed to be going?
Bleach or Naruto. Because
Well,
in
that's because
Naruto,
in, like,
they try
Naruto-
to block it, or
and they
they
all-
try to intercept it.
And
or
the
they
characters
try
are always
to...
trying to, like, set it up to the point where they can't defend against
But
it.
in Dragon Ball, it's literally every ending to the fight is, the beam's coming towards me! I better two-hand palm catch it, and then get obliterated because he powers it up for some reason.
Or just block it with their own attack instead of dodging it.
Yeah, but even when they block it with their own attack, their attack then gets blown away, and then they block it with two hands and catch it the exact same way that every other villain catches
except
it.
for Cell. Gohan's blast just, like, completely overtook him and insta-killed him.
You're right. I don't get sick and tired of seeing a Kamehameha evaporate a person every
Because that
match.
works. I wouldn't say every match. I mean, Boo was a spirit bomb.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Another blue attack that
Dragon-
overwhelms him.
And, like, that's something else. Except, like, in Z, all the abilities are super lazy, even though, like, in Dragon Ball, they had, like, a bunch of cool attacks. Like, Piccolo could grow giant. But then in Z, he never did that. Or, like, and in GT, you get all, like, Baby's abilities, and all, like, Super 17... Well, not Super 17s, but, like, all the Shadow Dragon's abilities, and those are way cooler than just a different colored
Omega
beam.
Shenron's
Omega-
the freaking attack where he goes, "Ugh, the arms way out. He does the freaking Titanic pose, and then he does the freaking Kamehameha pose, and then the attack goes out.
Like, all, like, the elemental abilities he has is way more interesting than just a different colored beam.
Right?
And, like, that's something I do like Super 4, because they're kind of doing some different stuff, but not very many.
Like the poison.
Like, the poison thing, that's something completely different than Z. But,
Except
I mean,
for the
it's
fact
still
that
in
it's the
Super.
second time that they've done it in Super.
Is it? Who else had that? Oh yeah, Frost. But that was a different poison. I mean, one just
but now
completely shut him down.
they've just introduced poison stuff, and they're doing it multiple times with multiple characters.
Yeah. And it's funny that it's like the first time poison stuff's been a thing, even though this is like the 800th episode of Dragon Ball.
Has there ever been poison before?
No.
Really?
No one's ever had a poison ability in Dragon Ball. Up until...
Stupid.
Well, I mean, Frost was a weapon, so no one's technically had an ability.
Yeah, but it...
Someone's used poison. Frost is the first to use poison.
Yeah. Are you gonna finish this battle or what? Oh,
It
I
just
didn't even know we're
started.
against a main guy.
Yeah, it just started.
You didn't even mention we're up against a main guy.
I
Dragon Ball's stupid.
like Ball and... I like all of Dragon
There's
Ball.
nothing wrong with liking it.
But it's not...
It's not good.
It's not amazing.
No.
Like, I'd say Dragon Ball is amazing. GT is good. the Saiyan saga, I think, is pretty good if you think about the deeper meanings of
I
it.
admit, I like Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
but it is awful.
I'd say the best thing to come out of Dragon Ball in the past 20 years, other than the video games, is probably Battle of Gods. But then they completely ruined it in Super.
I would not say that.
I would say that. Okay, other than
Super Saiyan! Super Saiyan!
That's revival of Frieza. I'm talking about Battle of Gods. The good movie.
Yeah, but it spawned that.
Honestly, thinking about it now, I kind of wouldn't mind all of Super's arcs to just be compressed into a movie every 2 years.
To be honest, now that I think about it now, I wouldn't mind.
Because
If Battle of Gods was the last Dragon Ball thing to ever come out.
well, if we were going to get Super, wouldn't you rather it be a super gorgeously animated movie?
I'd rather it be not
Bad.
a ploy to get more money. Yeah.
Just introducing new forms at random just to get more money, Super Saiyan Rage? What even is that? How does that even work? Where did Trunks get it? He got angry? What? Gohan does that
And
nonstop.
for some reason it's blue like Super Saiyan Gods.
Also, for some reason now every single character gets a rage boost. Even though that was only Gohan's thing. And every time any other character would get angry,
It's
they'd
weird how
throw a hissy
Vegeta
fit and
always
lose.
got angry.
But then
and
he'd get
lost.
beaten down. And it's just you're supposed to keep your head unless you're Gohan.
You know, except for when he does it in Battle of the Gods.
Yeah, I hated that. Everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, look how cool Vegeta is," but then I was like, "That's the dumbest thing." Even as
It doesn't make sense.
even as the 12-year-old kid I was when it first came out, I was like, "No,
Super
this
Saiyan
isn't how
3
it
couldn't
works."
take it on.
But then here's Vegeta, who's just full on decks him and pushes through Beerus's attack. Oh my gosh. But I would say, other than that, Battle of Gods is a lot better than everything else.
It would have made more sense if they gave a boost to everyone when they got angry from the beginning.
instead of just now introducing it. Is Leaf Bade better?
Man, freaking Naruto is amazing.
Naruto is so much better than Dragon Ball.
It gets so much backlash and all that other crap from oh, it's just another shonen. No, it isn't.
I would say, because a lot of people have problems with the Great Ninja War, and I see where a lot of that comes from.
I don't understand the popular shows.
What about Hunter x Hunter?
Please.
Hunter x Hunter is amazing.
It is not as popular as One Piece or Dragon Ball.
Well, that's because you haven't read the One Piece manga.
Okay, maybe the One Piece manga is great, but One Piece
Okay.
has been completely ruined by the show.
I will say this. We've talked about this before. One Piece is probably my least favorite anime. Whereas the manga is probably my favorite manga of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Over My Hero?
Yeah.
Over freaking
Naruto.
Naruto?
Bleach, Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho,
Seriously?
everything. It is probably my favorite manga of all time, yet it's my least favorite anime.
See, because I only watch. I don't have time to freaking read.
It's so much faster than watching the anime, though!
Because they had so much filler.
Even if you skipped over all the filler, I could read every single volume of Naruto before watching all the canon episodes of Naruto.
Oh, man, that ruins
By
Naruto.
several hours. It really does. There is so much padding, especially in the Great Ninja War.
I don't know if we've talked about this, but I talk about this a lot. And Naruto would be my #1 anime. It's not even in my top 10 anime.
Because of all the filler.
Because of all the filler. The filler ruins that show.
Naruto Shippuden... Hey, at least Naruto Shippuden's ending in 2 weeks. I mean, not in 2
Yeah,
weeks, but it's ending at episode 500.
You know what?
It's ending at episode freaking 500.
The real ending already happened.
No, they haven't covered the last chapter yet. The last chapter happens when Naruto's an adult. And they haven't done that yet. That's what episode 500 is gonna be.
You just play the video game, you don't get the filler.
I would say that the video games are probably like the best way to experience Naruto, except for the first Ninja Storm game, because that one it's just like a bunch of it's just a bunch of free battles like for fighting like
because
the
you get to
giants.
experience Naruto, you get to be Naruto, and you don't have to sit through any of that filler.
The perfect way to watch Naruto would be read the manga, but watch the important fights, because those are always super well animated and super good always. And then once you read the first 27 volumes, play Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2.
Bleach is still amazing. Still my #1 anime.
But it's over.
I know.
But I've been hearing rumors that the director said after Boruto or like some process during Boruto, he wants to go back to Bleach.
Huh.
And give it the ending it deserved.
It's so nostalgia that's keeping that anime so high up on my list.
Okay.
But so who cares?
Because
who cares?
I will talk about this.
My first anime.
There are complaints about Bleach I do understand, but there are complaints about Bleach I don't understand. Like, people say that just because Ichigo's rescuing someone in the throughout most of like the Arankar stuff, that makes it a complete copycat of the Soul Society arc. Even though, if you really think about it, other than the one aspect, well, I mean, there are a couple more aspects. Like Ichigo fights 3 people of escalating power constantly, and then he goes Hollow Boost to beat the last guy. But they're represented in different ways, and they have different repercussions for later on in the
Hollow
series.
Boost a lot in that one.
What?
You went Hollow Boost a lot in that one.
Well, I mean, like, out of control Hollow. Like, he fights Byakuya, like, being possessed by the Hollow Mask, and then he beats Ukiura by going full Hollow. You know? But, like, throughout, like, the most of the rest of the arc, other than, like, similar themes, like fighting, like, the escalating guys in power, and the Hollow losing control, and saving someone, other than that, they're completely
Go Power
different.
Ranger!
I was thinking that.
Aether Rangers go!
But I would agree with people in saying that Aizen's defeat was, like, the biggest
Lame.
BS thing ever.
So bad.
If they had just built up, like, the final Getsuga Tensho throughout, like, the rest of the series, it would have been amazing, but...
If they wouldn't have had him use the final Getsuga Tensho, it would have been amazing.
But the final Getsuga Tensho just came out of nowhere.
It made no sense for him to use it.
No, it made sense.
He was winning.
His Jihakusho represents how much spirit energy he have. They set that up before. Aizen used one attack and blew off all of it except for a sleeve.
You know, except for the fact that he was kicking his trash the entire battle.
And then Aizen transformed. He did the weird face split thing and transformed.
I still don't think he did. I don't think he needed it. I think he just needed to go hollow.
But I think...
Why didn't he just go hollow? Explain that to me.
But there seems to be a problem because after that fight, Ichigo never uses Hollow again. So, because, like, you know, like, Zangetsu and the Hollow sort of form together, and then Ichigo's super mega ultimate powerful. So is that what... See, because the problem with the final Getsuga Tensho is that nothing's explained.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we don't even know if he could. No!
Did you not pay attention?
No! I wasn't! I was talking about Bleach!
I think we need to stop...
No! Where are you going? Guys, I think I'm gonna have a full mental breakdown. I am losing. Yes. I am losing everything.
Okay, we need to stop distracting you.
No, because then these would be boring. I'm fine with it. Whatever. Stronix is dead. Okay. So...
Don't be like that! You're breaking my heart!
Breaking my heart, but it's too late. You give it... You just slapped me.
You lost a Pokemon, you idiot!
You've lost 1,000!
Yeah, but I'm not good at this game!
Well, clear, but this game's super hard, though. So, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, because that's what you were saying freaking days ago.
Hey, I've only lost 3 guys. That's way
Okay.
more than everyone else ever loses.
Let's think about this. I think this is the only one that you've lost to distraction, though.
Yeah, it is.
The other ones... Umbreon was just unlucky.
Yeah.
Poor Umbreon.
Because I didn't know it was a fairy type.
Piper? What happened with Piper? Aqua
It
attack?
got razor shelled.
Aqua's attack?
Yeah. And it just got one-shotted.
I hear Doggy needs to go out.
That's bullshit.
Good luck with your adventures.
I hate this. Hey, now people can't complain about the Snorlax being overpowered and being the only reason people win Nuzlocks. No, you can't! What the fuck? He's only won one of the trials for me. Actually, no, he hasn't won a single trial for me.
You know how many Pokemon he saved of yours?
0.
All of them.
0.
All of them.
0.
That piece of crap.
0. Mudrun needs to wake up. He's been asleep for like the past 3 battles.
How much more of the game do we have after this?
I don't know.
We only have one more island,
but
right?
back to Bleach, K. So, I could understand why people would be upset at that and not want to continue the series. But then you get the Fullbringer arc, and there are varying opinions on that.
And it just gets so bad.
I didn't think it was awful.
I didn't think it was... I think the ending...
The ending
like,
was terrible.
Say, like, the last, like, 10 episodes of that arc.
You know what would have been cool?
Were trash.
If he gained this new power, and it actually meant something.
Well, but now his Soul Reaper form that he only keeps for one fight after that,
Uh-huh.
it made it stronger.
Yeah.
And then Ichigo immediately loses it.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
But then, okay, so you get that, and I think the first half of it is okay, but then the second half is trash. And then you get the Quincy arc, which you have
I
known
do think
nothing
it was a mistake to end it before the final arc.
Especially since it's a... Okay, I think it was just disrespect. Because it was one of the long-running series.
Mm-hmm.
It had lasted for...
It was one
10...
of the heads of shonen anime.
Yeah, and it had lasted 10 years up until that point.
Speaking of shonen anime, holy freak, that volleyball show is so good. Haikyuu? Oh, baby.
You just about made me punch the DS.
Oh, sorry.
Because you were shaking my arm as I was clicking the buttons. Mudbright is trash. Oh my gosh. He's been asleep for so long. And then you get the Quincy stuff, Kay.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say...
From the teeny bit I've read from that, it's freaking...
Oh, you just spat all over. You didn't spit over me. I just saw like a volume of like a torrent of spit come out and fall on the floor.
It's probably sucker.
You probably shouldn't be eating a sucker while it's playing.
Ah.
You just got me wet. And not in that way.
Anyways, so from the little bit that I've read, it's a cool concept of an arc, right?
Yeah.
You bring back all the hollows. You bring back...
But they don't do that right.
Yeah, they don't. I heard they don't do it.
Grimjow comes back and kills one guy, but the only reason he was able to kill him was because Urahara was a complete bad A and set him up in the perfect position for Grimjow to get the kill.
We just lost another Pokemon.
I
made you look. Focus on the screen while talking to me.
I knew he was going to win!
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You panicked right there. You quick sharp.
Because I thought something else came up, because I was like, okay, I've been watching his moves, and I know how much damage he's taking. So, wait, did he just pull out, like, a new move?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Gladion back there not helping me?
They call it Z, death to all who oppose me.
So, I'd say like the first quarter of that arc is like amazing, but then like throughout the second quarter, it kind of like pitters out into like okayness, and then the third half comes back to being good, but not great.
I don't know if you noticed this, but you said anus.
What do you mean?
You said anus.
Goodness.
You said okayness.
Okayness.
You said anus.
Neat.
In okayness.
Stop slapping my arm when I'm touching the DS. Do you want to have to reconnect this?
No, I don't!
Then stop! But then the end, it's these 4 super good fights against the main bad guy's elite. But then you get like, so there's the main bad guy, and then there's the guy who's directly below the main bad guy. And these, so there are 3 fights, okay? That have been getting set up, like non-stop, like non-stop. Like, Kenpachi used his Bankai against this guy, Toshiro used a hidden ability his Bankai had against this guy, Byakuya's there helping. Like these three super strong guys are all triple teaming this one guy, and they just can't kill him. You want to know how he's beaten?
To death.
The main no, I hate you. No, the main bad guy is just like whatever and just kills him. Just the main bad guy is just like whatever and just kills him. And then the next strongest guy, who's also been getting non-stop build-up throughout the series, is fighting Uryuke.
Okay.
And Ryuken shows up, you know, Uryu's dad, because, you know, it's an arc about Quincy's, and the only two Quincy's that we've known throughout the entire series don't show up in it at all until this fight.
Ah.
And then the main bad guy is just like, whatever, and just kills the guy.
What are we in a Bleach review?
Pretty much. But, and you want to know how the main bad guy's taken out?
He trips on a rock.
I will just tell you this. In 3 chapters before the main bad guy dies, Uryu's dad shows up and is just like, hey, here's this thing, insta-kill the bad guy. And you don't want to know what it did? It insta-killed the bad guy. You know, after a great, like, it wasn't a... It started off as a great fight because the main bad guy fought Aizen.
Mm-hmm.
And that was great. But it didn't last very long. Mm-hmm. It's just... The ending was the most frustrating thing ever. Also, Ichigo got with Orihime, and that's trash, so...
Wait, what?
Ichigo got with Orihime, and that's just trash.
Why? The Orihime sucks?
Yeah, also because whenever they're together, it's just weird and awkward. But whenever Ichigo's with Rukia, it's, like, great. Because they have good interactions, and feel like people when they're together. But when you're with Orihime, it's just awkward.
Yeah, she's just an awkward person.
They
They didn't really mesh very well.
They didn't. It felt very forced. Ooh, some Zygarde.
They like tried to make it a thing in the first arc,
But
then it didn't really work out.
But then they just
And then-
kept going
and
with
then
it,
they
and
were
it
like,
never worked.
Okay, now we're gonna have her get kidnapped, and now you're gonna care way more about her. And then it didn't work.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's just not a good character.
And then they're like, let's give her more of a importance.
But then, like, she's all like, oh man, I'm gonna destroy the Hogyoku, but then doesn't do anything after saying that. Like, she never even brings it up again after she first says it. Orihime's not a good character.
Anime is stupid.
All animes are dumb.
All anime. Stupid anime.
Stupid anime.
Oh, hey. I like how his Pokemon is lagging in the game out.
Oh man, the frame rate. Oh, Nintendo, you suck.
I think
No! That was a mistake!
I think it's him. The Raichu.
That was a terrible mistake.
Why?
That's an ice type.
Sure is. Ice cream
Yeah.
is an ice type.
Shut up. Shut up. I hate you. Shut up. Shut up.
What do you think that thing underneath its body is?
Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Please. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, he's an idiot.
What an idiot!
Well, I mean, to be fair,
If his Pokemon die, they're not
to
gone.
be fair, I had a steel type there before, so, I mean, you know. Stop.
I don't care if you had a steel type, I wanted you to die.
Oh my gosh.
My Rowlet wanted you to die. My Minun wanted you to die. They all wanted you to die.
Man. Hunter x Hunter is so good.
Man, Hunter x Hunter is really good. I have no complaints about that.
The only complaint I have
The
is...
stupid animal arc was kind of dumb.
I liked a lot of that, but, like, the first, like, quarter and the last quarter were way too slow. Like, nothing happened in the first quarter and the last quarter. Everything in between there, I thought was amazing. And I think Meruem, you know, the main bad guy,
Yeah, Marowak, I get it.
is probably, like, one of my favorite villains ever.
Yeah, me too.
He's pretty good.
Who's Matt? Who's that?
The Chimera King.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he's probably one of my favorite bad guys ever. But I still feel like Gon versus Pito is, like, the biggest BS ever.
Why?
Because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
He just pulled this power out of nowhere and was just like, oh, hey, I insta-winned this fight that we've been hyping up. It's kind of like Aizen.
Well, he kind of didn't pull it out of nowhere, but he kind of did.
How does he not pull it out of nowhere?
Well, it was kind of getting built up
How?
the whole time with his darkness inside of him getting overwhelming. And you could see that he was becoming darker and darker and darker and darker and
Which
darker.
I kind of like because, like, Gon and Meruem kind of switched places from
He
where they
became-
started.
So scary.
Because, like, Gon started off the arc as, like, super happy and stuff, whereas Meruem started off as super evil, and then they, like, at the end of the arc, they switched places, because now Gon's, like, evil and angry at the world, whereas Meruem's like, man, I love living.
I like it because it's like, at the beginning, he was afraid of her, and she is terrified of him, and he hasn't done anything.
But the only reason she's terrified of him is because of his authority. Because she can't see him.
No. His aura. She could see his aura, right?
No, she couldn't.
Or she could sense it. She could feel it. And it terrified her.
But then
And it was so great.
their relationship was so good.
Oh.
Hunter x Hunter's so good.
But a part of me wanted her to become a good guy.
I mean, she technically is. She's not evil.
She was.
She thought all she knows is that, hey, I'm with this guy and he seems cool and plays board games with me.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about the cat girl still.
Oh no, I was talking about the little girl who's blind
Yeah, I was talking about the cat girl.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be where the confusion came from.
Yeah, okay, so I was talking about the cat girl and how
I mean, she was really never. Oh no, she did get scared of him at one point.
she
Never
was
mind.
terrified of him by the end.
Dude,
Are you
I
kidding
don't
me?
even know where I'm supposed to go.
She wouldn't even move without him, like, giving her the say-so. That was amazing,
Oh,
because,
hey,
like,
look, I have Snorlax back.
when he first meets the
Look
cat...
at that. Snorlax.
Stop it.
He's back.
When he first meets the cat girl, he's terrified, right? She's able to kill everyone. And then they run into her again, and she's like in a desperate situation already. When they reconnect with her, right?
Dude, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
You know what I'm saying? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And he just blasts her with his dark evil Nen that he's feeling. And her eyes just like boom. Oh, terrified. Oh, the whole time. Amazing. And then she tries to turn on him, and she's so proud of herself for thinking of an evil plan to, like, this is how I'm going to get out of this. And then he destroys her. His transformation.
I will say that Hunter x Hunter is like the best looking long running series ever. And unlike most most series where the animation gets worse over time, Hunter x Hunter just gets better and better.
So good. That build-up was great. That was some amazing build-up.
The build up for the fight was great, but
The build-up for the transformation
was
didn't make sense.
non-existent.
It was existent. It just didn't make sense.
Oh hey, we should probably end this episode.
I'm sure he'll go into explaining it later because he explains a lot of stuff.
Except the series is on hiatus again.
Except for that it's on hiatus. Like, we don't know what happens when your Nen turns dark.
We gotta end this episode and then we can continue the conversation. We're gonna continue
No,
this in the next
we'll just end it right now. End the conversation right now. We don't know what happens when his Nen gets dark, when Nen gets dark, when Nen gets evil.
But I mean, wouldn't that be like what Hisoka is, though?
But what was Hisoka before?
I mean, I doubt people just come out evil.
I don't know. Something changed inside of him. And that's where we're gonna end off this episode.
Hisoka's so cool.
We will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.